Hey guys, today I'm going to be unboxing the HG Gundam The Origin Gundam Marine Type GunDiver. So once again, as you can see by the box art here, this is a P-Bandai kit, or was, I guess I should say. This is a P-Bandai kit that is a basically modification of the HG The Origin Gundam local type. Although, as I think we'll see in this kit, this has a lot more new stuff than it does recycled parts from the Gundam The Origin kit from the Gundam local type. There's going to be a few shared parts, but this kit really seems like a lot of it is new. So that was kind of one of the things that inspired me to get this kit, was just because I think it has a really cool like retro MSV look to it. Definitely this is in the Origin MSD line. It's kind of like MSV, same thing. But really cool look and a lot of new parts to this, so it should be cool to check out. And if you saw my review of the Gundam local type, I really liked that kit, so I'm sure I'm gonna like this one as well. So just standard P-Bandai box art here on the front is just a kind of muted image photograph of the painted kit there, set in with some Photoshop here. It's kind of underwater, all monotone blue. On the side here, just same kind of stuff, nothing really too special there. On the side, again, just standard P-Bandai style, just the name there in bold. And then on the other side, we got the list price, so 2,000 yen, so not too bad. Same price as the actual Gundam local type kit, but again, that's only if you can get this at that price. So yeah, 2,000 yen for this kit, that seems totally reasonable. 2,000 yen for the Gundam local type. Still not buying that, but anyway, here we've got one runner here, multicolored, and I can see there's a wire in there, some stickers here, all some cool stuff, 4 colors on there actually. A bunch of smaller runners here in this bag, clear red, yellow, white, and some more mechanical parts. A few more smaller runners there. This has a lot of small runners, I can see. Some foil stickers there, a few of those, more polycaps. And then another multicolor runner. Actually, it looks like the same as the previous one, but missing a section of orange. So let's see, a totally new manual here for this one. So it's not just a local type manual with new additional like extra sheet of paper like they sometimes do. This is so different that it's just a totally new manual for this, and it is not all in color. But anyway, it's missing kind of the regular fanfare that we usually have in the manuals of having like a bunch of like posed photographs and stuff. These are the only photographs that are in here, it looks like. And these are actually just photographs only to show where you're supposed to put the sticker markings. So here's front and back, and then a couple of detail shots there for that. Color guide here at the bottom. Again, everything is in English, so it would have been cool if we would have had the full manual for this. Could have got some more information about this in English. Here's just the start of the construction. They're going to show you the different sections, how that kind of breaks down like that. Or I guess this is building the arms. I don't know. Anyway, we can go to the parts list here, which is all in color, which is pretty cool. We've got the stickers there, which are also in color. Going to be using a bunch of these parts. Now that it's in color, it's a little bit harder to see the X's, I find, on these dark areas, but it looks like we're going to be using all of that and all of this, and really only going to have a few leftover polycaps. A lot of leftover polycaps, actually, but we are going to be using pretty much all the parts, interestingly. So, construction is going to start off with the body, building up that, and then building the backpack second, before then moving on to the head. Again, really cool, interesting design for that head as well, with like that tube, kind of like snorkel tubing under the head. Then we're going to be going into the waist, so build the waist section, then the arms, left arm, right arm, and then onto the feet, just doubling that, left leg, right leg, finishing up the body assembly there. And then the vectored beam rifle, kind of cool that we have the name there. So vectored beam rifle is just a beam rifle, and then it has this like, I guess that's supposed to be some like water housing around that rifle, which is really cool. So you can use just the beam rifle without that, or you can use it with that. And then we have a harpoon gun as well, which is kind of interesting. That can plug onto the arm, or you can have that held in the hand. And then it also has a hand anchor, so that will plug onto the arm as well, and you can use that with the wire. That was seen in Gundam Unicorn. Actually, we saw the GMs, the aquatic type GMs that used that hand anchor, which was pretty cool. And then this has beam picks. Actually, they're not called beam sabers, interestingly. They're called beam picks. So that's interesting. They mount onto the side skirts instead of mounting onto the arms like the local type. Alright, let's get a look at these runners. Alright, so get ready for some crazy runners, but first let's take a look at the sticker sheet here. Pretty nice, just mostly just caution markings here. We do have like this stripe and the 01 there, and then I guess there's the RAG 7901 there for the numbering, but most of this is just pretty generic markings and stuff, so that's kind of cool. Then we have our foil stickers here, some definite color app stickers there, but if you look at like the design of this mobile suit, there's a lot of small color apps on it, so I was expecting there to be a good amount of foil stickers. This is not bad, could be better, but yeah, it's okay. Then we have SB6 for our beam effect parts for the beam picks. So these are the shorter style 1/44 scale beam saber effect parts, so I guess it makes sense since they're not beam sabers, they're beam picks. It uses these shorter beam effect parts. And then PC001 for our polycaps, all molded in this kind of grayish brown color, similar to the color that's been used for a lot of the Gundam IBO frames. And also this wire that we'll be using for the anchor claw. Alright, so starting off with the runners, this is A2, so we're skipping over A1, just going right to A2. There's a 4-color runner here, so we have this grayish brown there, regular blue, orange, and then one part there of a darker blue for part of the foot. This runner is marked for Marine Gundam. So yeah, these are just what look to be pretty much all new parts. I believe these gray parts maybe are recycled from the local type, Gundam local type, and maybe a couple of these parts here for like the legs. I think these parts here for the legs and then the arms might be as well. These lower leg parts though are not, because that detail is not on the Gundam local type. I would like these just thigh pieces and arm pieces, like the really basic pieces. I think those are from the Gundam local type, like these here. I think this part of the foot as well. But pretty much everything else looks to be pretty much new. And then we do also have runner A3, which is a copy of that runner. It's just missing the extra orange parts there. Then we have runner B2, again skipping over B1, just going right to B2 here for these parts. Again, this one looks like maybe there's a couple parts, like these thigh parts and this crotch part are maybe from the Gundam local type. Pretty much everything else though is all new. So the runner markings for this, just to give you a look at that, is here HG 144 Marine Gundam. That's just the Marine there in kanji, I guess. Then runner C1 is Origin MSD MS2. So these are the same chest parts from the Gundam local type. And yeah, this runner is not marked specifically for the aquatic type, for the marine type. But then when you skip over runner C2 and we go right to runner C3, which is just here, this one is marked for the marine type as it has the V-fin and it has that new yellow part that goes under the head as well. Next we have runner D1. Here this is in that same kind of joint inner frame color. So this one is marked Origin MSD MS2. So again, this section here is stuff from Gundam, from the Gundam local type. And if you remember the Gundam local type, we had these two little round parts that we didn't use from this runner. Those will be used in this case. And then this section here is new. These are weapon parts, obviously, for the Marine Gundam. And then we also have runner D2, which is from this section here, which is just our one little clear red piece that is going to give us the clear red part for the eyes. And then, last but not least, runner E1. We have runner E1 and then E2 as well, which is just a copy of this section here. These are just some parts here in white, not really all that many of them, but we do have a few white parts on this kit. These are, again, all new parts, so yeah. Well, without taking the time to actually count the parts, I would say that this is over 90% new parts if you counted each individual part. around 90 or more than 90% totally new. So pretty odd that it's a P-Bandai kit. Usually for P-Bandai kits, you're getting a few new parts and it's mostly recolors or something like that. It's quite odd to have the ratio of new parts to be so high for it to be a P-Bandai kit, but unfortunately for most people that is just the way that it worked out. I'm happy to have this kit. I think it's a really cool design, very unique, and it's a good kit that it's based off of, even though there's not really a whole lot of local type Gundam in there, but it is based off of that kit, so I'm sure this one will be a cool one. Be snapping this up and coming back with the review coming up next. If you guys do have any other questions or comments, you can leave those down below, but for now, that is it for the unboxing of the HG Gundam The Origin Gundam Marine Type. See you guys later. Bye bye.